Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel for what is my final video of 2022, where this video sort of looks back on the year and possibly little bits of my whole sort of YouTube career and how I got my first 1,000 subscribers. Now it's a video that's long overdue, so I sort of mixed it into the end of the year video, but this is possibly arguably the best year I've had on YouTube so far, not just for channel growth, but also for personal experience. And some of the videos I've got to create this year have just been a mind-blowing experience. So going into 2023, I've got some channel resolutions, and one of them is just making the videos shorter and sweeter. Looking back, I noticed I've spent a lot of time talking in videos, and I've got a bit bored myself. So starting from now, shorter and sweeter videos, stop saying so much between sentences, which I've noticed I do a lot. I don't notice I'm doing it at the time, but when I'm looking back and editing, it's a bit I've done it again. I get pulled up on it all the time. But also get more channel interaction, get you guys commenting on my videos, liking and subscribing to the channel, because it helps me, helps you create better content in the future. So going forward into 2023, like and subscribe this video, subscribe, like the videos. It helps me, but ultimately I want you to comment down below and tell me what you want to see in 2023, what sort of content you want to see on the channel, whether it's something completely new I haven't done before, or whether it's some of my older original videos, whether it's vlogs, days out, car events, new car reviews, which is something personally I want to push more into the year. Chelmsford, BMW Inchcape, they've supported my channel for a couple of years now. This year I haven't had as much content with them as I'd like to. I've only had the 3 Series touring, but ultimately I sort of want to pursue that more into 2023. From what we got lined up in the pipelines already, we've got the driving tour around Europe in June, towards the end of June, shortly followed by Goodwood later on in the year, which is already booked and planned. So the summer's going to be pretty hectic, but plans that are in the pipeline already are going to be epic. These videos are all made sort of out of my passion for cars and everything, and I like creating content, but ultimately I want you guys to enjoy it. So again, like and subscribe, because it helps me create better content. It sounds silly, but it does. It helps get me out there more as well. So this year is going to be the year. So like, subscribe. So starting off with what was the making of 2022 for me was probably actually a bit of a sad one to begin with, because obviously to get the M2 that I'm currently in was I had to sell my cars, and that meant selling my beloved ST. Obviously it meant quite a lot to me sentimentally. I had the car since new, 2014, so I had it for almost 8 years and went through a lot with it. My first hot hatch performance car as well, so I mean I only owned 2 little cars before that. So yeah, selling that was quite a bit of a gut-wrenching moment, but it made way for what's to come, I guess. Now granted, the first few videos of the year, apart from selling the ST and the collection of the M2 video, before Goodwood, there wasn't that much traction in terms of views and subscriber gain and stuff like that, so it was a bit of a slow start. But yes, the collection of the M2 was quite a joyous day. Any new car day is a great day, but like when you're finally collecting sort of your reasonably attainable dream car, it just adds a cherry on the top. But unfortunately, all good things must come to an end, and that sweetness didn't last for too long, because shortly after the collection of the M2, something always goes wrong, and yeah, someone drove into us. More important things in life than a piece of metal, as sad as it sounds. But yeah, we had Goodwood coming up, and that's sort of my bread and butter really. Every year it seems to be a really good turnout. Great results for any sort of content that I create, and yeah, and that's when the channel really started kicking off. So that was it, the 23rd of June. It was a Thursday morning at probably 3:30 in the morning. I left my house stupidly early to get well ahead of the crowd. Went to Goodwood Festival of Speed for 2 days, the Thursday and the Friday. So at Goodwood I made 4 videos, 3 of which blew up relative to my channel, 1 of which blew up actually beyond whatever I could imagine, and even got some good feedback from like the top dogs of automotive content creation, where they were like, wow, they're actually like amazing numbers, and even I'm not getting that on my channel in a minute. So that was like praise and compliments all round, and I was just like a bit flustered with everything that was going on. But there was such a simple video, but it just took my channel to new heights, and it sort of started to get a bit of recognition. The 3 videos done amazingly well. It brought in more than double the channel growth in 6 months than what the previous 3.5 years of work have led up to. Taking the channel from 650 subscribers to over 1,300. The combined views alone was 470,000 views in 6 months, compared to the previous 3.5 years that only brought in 250,000 views. So again, more than double. And the numbers that were just coming in, I just couldn't keep up with them, and I was just like, oh, like, this is my moment kind of thing. But trying to keep riding the wave of that channel growth was quite hard. That was going on at the time, just because of, like, we just moved house, we was trying to settle in, trying to keep on the insurance to get the car sorted, see what was going on with that, and then work middled in with all that as well. I just couldn't sort of keep up, and unfortunately, I wouldn't say it quickly died off. Like, the momentum and growth is still there, and I'm still getting views to this day, 6 months later. So it's one of them things like that. Goodwood has sort of become my bread and butter for the channel, to the point where I emailed 2 of the videos across to Fords, because it was based on the Ford Ranger Raptor, and they were impressed with them, and they said, yeah, like, get in touch with us next year and we'll make sure we'll get you in a car if they go, and yeah, we'll see what we can do with Fords at Goodwood next year. And hopefully this is sort of the start of making a name for myself, and word spreads. It's amazing how one video with minimal editing skills put into it, just basically just putting all the clips into one long montage and leaving it at that and uploading it, and everything changes. Whereas you spend hours editing a video to the best of your abilities, and you think, yeah, that's amazing, everyone's going to love that, and it gets no reaction at all. So it's a case of basically just sticking in there and trying, like, just not too hard, I guess. All them subscribers coming in, like, in such a short space of time, just absolutely rocketed the channel, and it got me to the point where I actually, like, become verified and a YouTube partner, which was sort of the goal from the get-go. So if you want to help sort of get to them next stages, like and subscribe to this video, and we'll see what we can do in the new year. But throughout the year, we have people in the car group chats very kindly bring their cars out for me to film. We had Nathan's Taycan beginning of the year. After Goodwood, I had my first supercar experience, which was an absolute blast. Yaz brought his 720S out for the channel. That was quite an experience. Stage 2 tuned 720S with some sort of gunshot backfire. That was, like, quite an experience. And after the supercar experience, we finally got the M2 back, and it was like picking up the car again for the first time, all over again. Fresh paintwork, fresh smell, fresh body panels, and yeah, like, repair was absolutely flawless, and I can't fault it. And then after sort of summer started drawing to an end, the channel content started slowing down a bit, and it was just a case of, it felt like one a month, which was really dragging my heels a bit. But still, the experience I got, the next video on from that was the Ford GT, and like I said in that video, that car has been sort of part of my channel ever since I started it, like from little clips here and there, and it's slowly building up, and to the point where this year I got to sort of spend the whole day with it and have a ride in it. And yeah, that's not, even for the big channels with like tens of thousands of subscribers, or even 100,000 subscribers, spending a day with that car, that caliber of car, isn't something that you can just organise and do. And it was a case of who I know and the right place at the right time. But although the experience itself was amazing, the video I made from the content I got with it wasn't the best, and it didn't get the views that you'd think it'd get, being that car. So it's a pretty dead video, which is unfortunate, but I'm sure there'll be a time and a place in the future where I get to redeem myself with that one. Now, what made me realise that I want to make my video shorter and sweeter is watching back my dad's McCann video, like reviewing that car. The car's amazing. The video itself was a bit too long and a bit too informative, and yeah, I think it took like 9.5 minutes to actually get to a point where I was driving the car, and that's just like way too much talking. So I need to work on my short and sweetness of the videos. But by far the funniest video, probably the funniest video I've made for the channel ever, is driving Graham's the Crown Vic police car, like one of the last videos I made, and that was just like ridiculous, a ridiculous experience. Just, you don't get to drive a police car, let alone a V8 American police car, left-hand drive, and just doing burnouts and donuts and that in it. And it's just, it was a hilarious day, but it seems to be the hilarious videos where you enjoy it the most don't seem to do as well. Like I said, I've got plans in the pipelines for 23 already. The Euro trip, which is going to be amazing, 8 days, 9 days of just constant driving through France, Spain, Italy, the Alps, a bit of Germany, the Autobahn. It's just going to be an absolute blast. So I hope you can like and subscribe to the video and stick around for content later on in the year, because it might be a bit slow getting off the mark, but we'll get there, and I hope you can join me.